In the meantime, while everybody else is joining in, I think I'd like to try and maybe utilize this time where you guys can go off mute and maybe share a little bit about what is it that you guys do, and what you're trying to achieve from this session. So we'll try and tailor the content based on the users. So I've got my colleague Zhao, who some of you may have spoken to. Zhao, do you want to say hello to everyone?
Hi, hello everyone. I'm Carl from Property Deals Inside, of course. I'm currently an intern here, so just taking care of some customer relationship management. So sometimes I will call some of you guys here to make sure that everything you work on our platform is okay, and we are always here to answer your queries.
Hey, thank you. Sorry, I was putting him in on spot. He didn't know I was gonna ask him to speak. So guys, and I can see Patrice is here and Thomas, and I think you guys have been, and Coyote. I think I've seen some of you guys. So Gaurav, Malini, anybody who would like to go off mute now, and just give a quick intro on what is it that you guys do and what you would like to see covered in this session. If we can help you with finding deals or evaluations or helping you expand your portfolio or the business, we'll be happy to cover that. So I can see Emma, she's just gone off. So yeah, go for it.
Hi. Hi. I'm basically working for a banking. So I work for a company called UBS, and I'm being a compliance officer.
Nice.
This is something that one of my colleagues has referred me here. A couple of months back, when we were having a conversation, so he was just sharing, since we had a mutual interest about it. So he just recommended this group, and he was just, walking me through how this webinar looks like. I'm more interested because I have a plans to invest in the properties as an investment purpose in the nearing future. So I would like to understand more about the market and how to play around and understand things more. So I think this is going to be very helpful for me. Yeah.
Thank you. Welcome to the platform and say
Thank you.
thanks to your friend. So
Yeah.
so we will try and cover some of the ways in terms of how you can navigate the UK market, but I'll let everybody else give their intros and then we'll get kicking it off. Yeah, thank you. I see Coyote. You wanted to go next?
Yes, my name is Kayode. Thank you for this opportunity this evening. Yeah,
Maurice?
I, I started service accommodation. I registered a service accommodation company a year ago, and since then I was trying to search for landlord so that I can use their property, or trying to look for rent to rent. So I couldn't. I've checked through Gumtree, OpenRent. I've tried several times for me to be able to get a property to do my service accommodation business, but I couldn't. So that's why I'm here today to see how I can take the advantage of this property and the insights so that I can be able
Sure.
to function.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks for joining. I think Bridget, who has also joined us, so she is also looking for rent-to-rent properties, I believe. Bridget, do you want to add anything to that?
No, I've literally just got done. So I'm just
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so I think yeah, rent to rent is one of the popular things. Everybody wants to make money, and it's got its advantages, and we will be covering some of that in terms of rent to rent. And do remind me if I don't cover that in the session. So thanks, guys. I'll cover that in a second. Anybody else like to add anything or share what they do, and then we can get cracking without much delay. So last couple of minutes, anyone who wants to share what they do, what they're looking for from this session, and what they would like to see covered.
I think for me, it's where to source them really. 'Cause I've done a bit of research with estate agents, and it seems that it's kind of straightforward, and you can't really get them directly from the estate agents unless they've agreed to that. So yeah, that's my really. And yeah, and anything else I can learn and to kind of be around like-minded individuals, to be honest.
Sure, fair enough. No, absolutely. I will also try and cover how some of our previous customers who were possibly in a similar position as you guys are now, or I mean, we've had quite a few different clients who were either doing quite well and they just managed to do even more better than that, or basically people who were literally getting into property, how do they can start their journey. I mean, we as a company cover like well, basically handle some of the smallest players to the largest tier one clients as well. So I'll try and share that info. One last go, anybody who would want to share about what they do before I start talking, and then I'll try and make sure that we can cover the live demo and how PDI can help you guys. I think, Thomas, we've seen your name pop up quite a bit on our searches list. So if you want to quickly share anything about...
Yeah, I mean, I'm just here to, well, I'm starting a new company, property sourcing company, and I was hoping to use this tool to help in order to find below market value properties that are available via the estate agents and so on, or stuff that's currently direct to that to a vendor. And yeah, that's the reason why I'm here. I mean, I know talking to estate agents is probably the next step, and it's one where you can value it, lower it down a little bit further in terms of relationships. But
Sure.
I'm hoping to possibly use this tool to help me find those properties as well. So yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing. And I think I would imagine, I know this is a busy time for loads of people. They're traveling from work and everything, so it's not always possible for people to go off mute and on the video. But I think what you just said is like a lot of our clients who come to PDI, they basically are always looking to source properties, whether it's for themselves and then or their clients. How can they kind of do it quickly? And obviously, if you can get it below market value, that's always the best thing. And direct to vendors, these are the few things which are quite appealing. And what we will talk about is how Property Deals Insight can help you guys, and then I will try and cover as much as possible in your specific use cases, and that basically should answer some of your questions. And we will try and leave some time towards the end of the session for these questions. Zhao, if you can actually try and take some notes for and basically want to make sure we are covering anything which are being said. Let me try and quickly share my screen so we can get cracking. While I'm just opening up the screens and stuff, if anybody who can't speak, they would like to share in the chat, even if you have shared anything, if you'd like to share some information about what all you guys do, whether especially whether you are a new investor, seasoned investor looking to grow your portfolio, sourcing company looking for rent-to-rent or HMOs, etc., or sales deals, below market value deals, etc. Or if you are actually an estate or letting agent, then please share with us what you guys would like to see, because as a company we service all of the above and a lot more. So we also help our other businesses who are looking to scale up pretty quickly. But yeah, I mean, if I know what things are important for the audience, we will try and focus on those things, because I don't want to be boring you with things which are not interesting for the audience. Okay, right. So without further ado, I will be sharing my screen before I forget. And just for everybody's benefit, this session is being recorded. Hopefully everyone's okay with it. Yeah, please don't share anything which you don't want any others to hear or see. All right, so once again, I am Nitin Aggarwal. I am your host and founder of Property Deals Insight. We are one of the most powerful data platforms in the whole of UK, and as a company, we cover, well, basically, as it says on the website, we help you find and analyze any property in seconds. We service quite a wide variety of use cases and different client bases, etc. So we have been powering other businesses to scale up. So we've recently signed some deals with the top 5 estate agency CRM systems, which means we're powering over 1,500 estate agency branches, which are now fully reliant on our prospecting and market intelligence data to find the landlords or vendors for their businesses, which means anybody who's actually coming directly to us is also getting direct access to these vendors rather than having to go via agents. We're not saying don't go via agents, but if you wanted to really fast track your journey, you could definitely do that directly through PDI platform. So one of the key focus, and I believe from all the inputs I've had from people, it looks like most of the people are interested in finding deals, analyzing things, and ultimately understanding how they can source it, whether it's direct to vendor, whether it's below market value. So we will be covering all these things today. Some of the things which I'm just kind of skimming through the website homepage just to make sure everyone's aware. Some of you might have already done that. Deal Finder is one of our key tools. We will be talking about that in a second. It's, as it says, helps you find deals. So we will be looking at some of the new enhancements we've had and how you can actually leverage it for your sourcing business. And I had heard a few times, and I know others who have been actually talking to us before, where one of the challenges with sourcing is how do we find the deals and then how do you package them? I mean, it's quite a lot to do, and investors can sometimes be a bit, well, basically be asking too many questions, or sometimes it's not the easiest to deal with. So how do you actually come across professionally? And even if you're doing it as a side hustle, as I think Emma mentioned, she was kind of working in a corporate job while she also wanted to get into property. So a lot of our clients do it as a side hustle, and with AI and how tech is changing things, we would tell you how you can fast track these things so you make it like a fire and forget, and then you're only touching it for a few seconds or a few minutes every now and then, and it still does the job for you. Appraisals, which is one of the quite important things. Some people keep saying we want below market value deals, and there are all the texts which you keep getting in WhatsApp groups saying I've got 20% below market, 30% below market value in all these deals. How do you really know what the real value of a property is? And we basically allow you to generate these things in a few seconds, and you can do the comparables and brand it as well. So we will basically try and cover some use cases, some clients who've had some quick wins or good wins, I would say. I mean, we like to try and cover things which are both what usually happens with our clients, and then there are some best cases which we kind of sometimes come to know of, where they've managed to really leverage PDI to absolutely go from one-man bands to 15, 20 people teams within 12 months. So great stuff for them. And then we've also had people who sign up with us, never log in again, and then say nothing happened. So unfortunately, we're trying to cover some of these things by bringing in AI, which will help you guys. But yeah, I mean, if you ask us, as Zhao mentioned earlier in the call, we are here to help you. If you guys would ask us for help, we will be more than willing to help you guys grow your teams. And I've just seen one of our clients have just turned up, so which would be good. We will be talking about them a little bit towards the end. So, okay, I will now start logging in. So if you're not already registered on the platform, I would suggest you basically can do things side by side if you wanted to, but we will be trying to quickly cover as much as we can. So if I log in, well, basically when you click login over here, you will be directed to the PDI platform. Right now over here, I am actually logged in as myself. Anybody who hasn't previously noticed, there's also like this quick demo video in here, which is kind of one of our previous recordings, but it's quite handy to be able to have some of the understanding of how some of the things work because it's quite powerful, so sometimes can be confusing. But let's try and cover some of the things which a lot of our investor clients would want, which is access to deals, whether it's on market or off market. So that's something which we'll be covering. But I always prefer or like to do it my way. I mean, you don't have to start here. I actually quite like understanding what's happening with the wider market. So heat maps is a really powerful tool. And it allows you to uncover some hidden gems, as in you sometimes don't know where to start your journey. Where do I look for deals? I mean, obviously, if you have a location in mind, you want to find near which is comfortable. Like a lot of people keep saying, we look in the M25 region, or they look in Manchester, Liverpool. But there are some hidden gems which are actually uncovered with high yielding investment opportunities, or if you want to analyze trends, etc. So this is really a good place to start. I won't spend too much time. It's pretty obvious here where you can actually go in here to find like a bit of a heat map on which ones are the highest yielding areas, and you can see it's color coded as well. So it's actually a good way to understand what can you expect in which areas, and you can even search for a certain area, and you've got some of the places which I personally didn't even know where they were, etc. But sometimes you find some really tasty deals in here in terms of high yielding opportunities, and you can sort things, etc. over there. So I mean, you can go through sales trends in like rentals, etc., but I will let you guys navigate. And Zhao, if you can do me a favor in things which we're talking about, maybe just keep putting the links in the chat so people can do it, and I can quickly try and cover most of the things. So I would now go to Deal Finder, which is where a lot of magic happens. So this is one of the most popular parts of the platform. It helps you source deals faster. I guess everybody wanted to cover, and there have been two key things in terms of I keep hearing, obviously everyone's got different requirements, but they are very similar because we keep hearing I want to find opportunities where I can add some value, or I want to find below market value deals, or I can kind of find something which is cash or short lease, all these popular strategies which we keep hearing. People say, I want to find it and I want to find it direct to vendor, etc. And then there is the other part, which is how do I find rent opportunities? I wanted to set up my service accommodation business, but I'm actually struggling to convince landlords. How do I do that? And all that stuff, which we talk about. So these are the we will be talking about this in here. I'll start with my personal favorite, which is BRRRs, as in buy, refurb, refinance. So what you do simply in the Deal Finder tool is you come in here, you can pick any strategy. So there is a simple way of actually identifying your strategy. You can specify any postcodes or a town, etc. If I just put in Hartlepool, which is where the highest yielding properties were as per the heat map, you can specify that. You can give it a radius, you can specify prices, etc. I'll just give it a little bit wider radius and search. So now what it does is it kind of flips the whole thing around. So rather than you going around on the likes of the portals where you can actually find some deals, basically, well, a lot of properties, but then you don't know which one is a good deal or not, especially if you're looking for investments. So we've basically flipped it all around where we do all the heavy lifting by connecting to everything. And then you can simply surface things based on strategy, based on your pricing, filters, etc. And what you're seeing in here is you can actually look at properties, yields, etc. You can actually sort by properties where they have been reducing the prices quite a bit, and you can sort it and search based on any of your criteria. So why this is important is it kind of gives you indicators on where there are motivation signs, or where we can actually start finding things where you can actually make the most money. Ultimately, I guess everybody on this call is possibly looking to improve their cash flow or how they can actually get get their property business going faster and basically grow faster. So what you can see in here is you would see all of these properties. You can actually open any of these, and it should take you to our deal analysis page. So a lot of time people say we've got the deals, how do we do the numbers, how do we analyze it, etc. So we've got within the platform you can actually see all of these things done for you. So as soon as you load it, it would do a full-blown buy-to-let analysis for any property, and you don't have to put in any numbers, as I just press the button and it actually gets it. So we have behind the scenes got our own algorithms. We connect to everything. We show you the land registry thing. We show you EPC information. We show you local rents. We also have stamp duty calculators. You can do standard and high rate. You can actually change the down payments. You can also look at mortgage interests only, etc. And one of the challenges is people unfortunately in this day and age are still relying on Excel sheets. And this is actually really powerful, especially if you're a sourcing business or if you do deals for do JV partnerships, etc. If anybody's interested in those kind of things, one of the challenges, how do you convince other people? And I think people keep talking about doing deals without putting in your own money and having other people's money. People are not just going to give you money because you're going to say, oh, I can find you deals. You need to present your case in the right way, and they should be able to trust you and do it professionally. So this kind of helps you quite a lot. And even when you are actually making your own application, even if you're investing yourself, you don't want to be spending days or weeks or hours doing all of that just for it to be wrong. So you can actually make these changes, and if you find a better interest only, or if you want to actually see if the interest rates go down, how will the analysis work, what my cash flow will be for this property, all of these things are automatically calculated, and it's a really, really powerful feature which helps our clients quite a lot. And then I think a lot of people who have been with us sometimes don't even realize that actually they could do so much. It also takes into account void periods. You can actually add your management fee. So if you are running a management business, a lot of our sourcing clients also sometimes run a side gig, as in a side business. They would actually be having a letting agency, or if you're charging people for management, etc., you can add that in here. Or if you actually are not, then effectively it shows you if you self-manage as a buy-to-let landlord, how much money am I going to make, etc., etc. So this is instantly done for every single property which we have on our platform, which is quite handy. It's like a initial level analysis which you can do quickly, right? And you can also see if you are increasing your offer or reducing your offer on the market price where it's been listed, etc. Then how these numbers will stack up. So let's just say this property, you wanted to see if I offered 139, these numbers you can actually see it's almost automatically checking. So one of the things I heard in the conversation was we wanted to see how do we make contacts with agents, or how do we actually make contact with vendors, and it's always one of the harder things to achieve, because portals don't want you to be talking to vendors. Portals want you to be going via agents, and quite honestly, agents also don't want you to be talking to vendors directly. But we got a lot of clients who like to talk to agents because they think that creates relationships with them and they basically get the best deals from them. But others who actually want to say, no, I want to be cutting the fees and I want to go in front of the queue. Even if you're actually buying your own property, by the way, when the market is booming, we must have all seen scenarios where people have had 20, 30, 40 offers, and then agents don't even sometimes take your offer in front to the vendor. So how can I actually position myself? And this is where PDI has built a super sophisticated intelligence engine, which allows you to get access to the full addresses of the properties and stuff. And where you got this magic reveal button here, when you press that, it basically gives you the full addresses of all the properties which are showing on our platform, which now means you can, if you kind of live close by, you can even knock on the door, etc., or do leafletting. I don't know how many of you do leafletting still, or basically if you want to do door knocking, however you prefer. But bottom line is we have given you full details of the property, which now allow you to get in touch with the vendor. I'm going to come back to this contact vendor piece in a second, because I'm going to show you how can I do this in bulk. Because if you guys are here, if you want to do it 1 or 2 properties, you can look at the bins and everything and then try and go to Google Street View and try and figure out which property it is. But it's great if you have a lot of time and nothing else to do. But if you want to really grow your business, and if you want to be evaluating it on hundreds or even thousands of properties, we've basically flipped the script around, and you could literally just do it in bulk within our platform. And we will be moving on to that in the motivated vendor part in a second. And this is actually the reason I'm spending a little bit more time on this, is because this is one of the well, basically worst kept secrets or best kept secrets, whichever way you look at it. People who, especially in the sourcing, and we talk about creating deal packs. In the past, if I don't know, some of you have been with us for a while, but this has changed since a few months now. You've actually got these buttons here, which are really powerful, and you could generate some really powerful stuff with you. So if you wanted to suddenly say, I want to find landlords, I think somebody said it, they wanted to find landlords. People keep saying, oh, I don't have properties, or I don't have deals. So first I want to find deals, but when I have deals, then I don't have landlords. And how do I actually get both things hand in hand? And this is kind of where PDI comes in handy from both aspects. Sometimes people have deals, they don't have landlords. Sometimes they have landlords, they don't have the deals. And then how can you actually scale your pipeline? How can I keep finding a constant supply of things? One of the things people sometimes come to us and they do is they are able to actually generate deal packs where you can share some information with the prospective clients of yours, or even a JV partner, etc. If you want looking for investment from others, and you could press this button and generate a personalized branded deal pack, where you could basically customize and write anything if you wanted within it. Because if you see here, before I click that, you could actually see it's with an agent, and you don't want to be going via an agent. If you don't want to be going via an agent, by the way, if you actually create this personalized branding and you say, I want to name it whatever, and you can also write your own information, you can get rid of anything which is in here and generate a massively attractive thing. And I don't think I anymore need to tell you how you generate these things, because thanks to ChatGPT, everybody is now very good at creating really nice descriptions and things which can appeal people. And if you are not using it, you're missing out big time. So definitely use AI to help you with some of these things, and you actually can generate things which people can't refuse. So what you can do is, when I click this share button now, it would automatically create a deal pack, and hopefully this works. I don't know what settings I have in my profile. I've actually chucked that into the chat for everybody to be able to click. So now this has actually generated a deal pack, which has, in this case, my profile had one of these settings. So effectively in my profile, I have got this logo, and it's got my phone number in it. And ultimately, if you're a sourcing company or an agency, you could generate these things with some information without giving the full addresses of the property. I didn't change this, so if you change it, so you would see. And people can now come and reserve this thing. So even if I was to chuck it into, with thanks to social media, I chucked it into a nice big property forum, and I said anybody who wants to do a JV with me, or any landlords who want us to find this deal, or I mean, this looks great. Actually, ROI of 11% these days is amazing. So if you are interested, talk to me. And this is actually a great way where people can simply be clicking reserve now and then filling in the details, and you're not having to chase the tail on how do I find a landlord, how do I find the next investor. You're no longer having to do anything. You just press these 2 buttons and left the link in there. Anybody who likes it will press this thing, fill in the details, and they will all directly come to you. So you're actually now suddenly having incoming interest from either JV partners or investors, or who then can give you the requirements. A lot of times, obviously, you get a lot of interest. So sometimes you can only service one. I mean, one property can only be sold to one person, but that actually builds your massive pipeline because people think this guy's always got the best deals and I want to be registering with them. And sometimes our clients would actually leave some of these on their website, and they would basically act as a lead magnet for generating interest from new investors, new landlords, or new partners. And that's like a great way for you to say, I mean, you don't have to give them the secret, but ultimately all you do is press a few buttons and boom, it's done. So I would definitely suggest anybody who's into the JVs, into sourcing business, definitely look at this feature. It's really, really powerful. And you can also do the same in a personalized branding way or for a PDF as well. So you can actually generate a nice PDF which has things like trusted data sources so people don't actually believe that you've done made up stuff. You can actually generate these PDFs and they are really, really useful. Again, you can change the branding, you can add your own colors, everything so that it looks part of your sourcing business, any new business, anything. Because challenges when you are starting an agency, starting a sourcing business or an investor's journey would well, yeah, I think Mike's just asked, would it work for sources? Absolutely. That's kind of what we are actually trying to cover. So this is exactly how our sources do. So where they would actually be utilizing this to source deals and basically create deal packs as a sourcing business. So effectively, right now, what I'm showing you is how you can actually attract investors or get investment in from others. And basically that's how you can actually generate these deal packs. I will send the link to the PDFs in a second. So going back, again, you can do this for a number of. You can see there's so many of deals. I think can't remember. I think was it Coyote or maybe Thomas was actually after how do we get below market value stuff. So effectively, nobody's going to give me 500 pounds or 3,000 pounds and I'll give you 100k discount. No one wants to do that, right? So everybody, if they were as straight, they could do that straight away. They would just not bother with it, and they will be doing it themselves. How can you start getting these vendors? How can you start uncovering these things? So you could spend all your life sitting on the portals and trying to figure out and ring everybody and see somebody will take a lower offer. Or you could simply flip the script with PDI and say, actually, I want to look at the biggest bargains. I want to look at the highest yielding properties and go after them. And an important thing which some of you may have noticed, this is the magic flag, which is the D2V flag. So rather than going into every one of these and saying, actually, who's going to do business with me? And if you want to do it in bulk, so more of our professional clients who actually really push things forward quickly. So they would simply click this checkbox here. And what you will see, all of the ones with a D2V flag, we have the full addresses for all of these properties. So you've got, out of the 100 results, we have a 52 of these where you could get in touch with the vendors directly. Anybody on the call who likes to go direct to vendor or wants to get in touch with vendors without having to run around? Any show fans or just say yay, nay in the chat. So what you can do is by simply pressing the contact vendor, it actually takes you directly to our well, behind the scene AI powered direct mailing solution, which basically, as I just press that button, things are happening now. So what this is doing is taking all of the hassle off. Let's check what's the address, what's the address, what's the address. It's extracting all of them. And boom, it's now created a pipeline for you where you want to be saying, oh, right, I like these 52. I mean, you could have unselected or selected 1, 10, 1500, whatever. And then basically, boom, you've got all of these in here. Press next. And it's got all of my details because I'm logged in into PDI. So these are my details of which are on my profile. And you've got a lead magnet, which I will actually show how one of our clients who happen to be on this call are using it for their business as well. So we will be using this same strategy. I think, Shamik, you're on the calls where we will be talking about that in a second. So they basically have been utilizing this same strategy where you can actually come in. You want to be sending out professional letters. Anyone here who has received we're valuing in your area letters from your from agents saying, can I come and value your property, sort of thing? And sometimes you think, why the hell is it coming to me? I just bought my property last year or something. I'm not selling. So yeah, so what you can actually do is you can create any of these templates. You can use any of these templates, and let's just pick this. Well, for the purpose of this demo, and sometimes you think, what should I write to people? And yes, you can add your own touch, but if you are not able to decide what should I say, these are tried and tested, most popular things which if you are an agent you can use for free valuation. If you are actually somebody who buys home quick, that you can actually utilize this in here. And I think like I mentioned something, so these guys actually use the cash offer one. I'll show you that in a second. And you've got rent to rent. So I remember, Bridget, I haven't forgotten what you guys do. So I will come to that in a second, but there are templates for that. And then you've got, yeah, I mean, there are a bunch of them. So effectively, you can actually look at whatever works. If you don't like any of them, forget it. You can simply go next and you can edit anything which you like. So you can have your own ChatGPT version of the template, or if you have a nicely working one for you, you can actually create it. So what you now see on this screen is, sorry, my laptop is a bit funny resolution, but what you can see is you've got your logo, you've got a QR code in here, which basically, if you guys have smartphones, you might want to scan it and see what happens. Basically, so this is a letter how it will be delivered to people, and you can actually say, get your instant cash offer now. So this is basically anything which you can actually add in here, and it will all have the details. In your case, it will be yours. I mean, in my case, it's this details in here. So the bottom line is you are able to generate these within a few seconds. I'm obviously trying to spend a little bit more time trying to make sure everybody understands it, but you can customize these letters if you wanted to. But otherwise, you just kind of get these letters through the door. And a lot of times people get the letter that says, call me on this number, etc., etc. But by the time you come back from work, or people who you're sending these letters to, they come back from work, they are in basically it's late night, etc. So your office is closed and stuff, so they don't manage to get in touch with you. But by adding the lead magnet or the PDI's valuation widget into it, you could have literally people understand how much can I pay for this property today. And that would be like a good way to start securing some incoming interest. So gone are the days where you're chasing tails of people who will want it. You keep opening gum trees and going on Facebook groups looking for rent-to-rent deals or sales offers and networking meetings, etc. Then chasing them. Hopefully somebody will actually want to do business with you. You want to run it as a proper business. This is the place to be. If you want to do like a get rich quick kind of thing, then unfortunately we're not for you guys. But I mean, if you want to do serious stuff, then PDI really helps you. If you want to grow fast and consistently, that's what we like to do. I mean, obviously there are stories where people have gotten rich quick, but we always say you should trust the process, and ultimately you're going to be getting a lot of deals. I will actually come back to this, and because I wanted to cover this case study in terms of how I think Dreams Unlimited have been like shaving off 15, 20K, 30K, and they do some of the deals for themselves, but then sometimes they actually source it out to their clients. We were supposed to be sending some more information about it, but I think some of that got lost in WhatsApp conversations. But maybe next time we will be sharing a bit of that. So any questions on this, please put it in the chat. I will like to try and cover it, and I want to make sure people can get it properly so they can actually leverage it in the right way. Right, so I'm just going to come back here. So this is Deal Finder. You have a whole bunch of strategies, whether you're looking for auctions, whether you're looking for biggest bargains, I know, I think, I keep forgetting the names now, who asked for below market value. I think it was Thomas. So yeah, you can look at biggest bargains, auctions, short lease. Short lease is another important one. So it all depends on what you like, etc., etc. You can pick any of these strategies and search for deals. I'm gonna quickly jump to motivated vendors because this is the most powerful part of the platform. And if you use it the right way, this is like an absolute gold mine for you to be generating endless number of leads, endless number of deals, whether you're doing it for yourself, for your clients. There is basically no restriction on how many you can actually get. So this part of the platform was actually built originally only for estate agents because they do prospecting. And actually, this is the reason why we recently been empowering other businesses and replace the biggest players in the market. So for about 1,800 estate agency branches all over the UK are now relying on our prospecting and market intelligence data through our partners behind the scenes. So it's all powered by us, and they are getting the best data to get the leads in the first place. But here is the deal. As I said, if you have access to PDI, you don't need to have an estate agency or a registered estate agency, whether you're a sourcer. So sourcers absolutely love this. I think who asked that question? Yes, Mike asked. So yes, Mike, this is where you can actually definitely use it in bulk if you wanted to. I mean, of course, Deal Finder is really powerful and you can do everything over there, but this one goes and takes it to the next level. If you want to really scale and do it professionally, this is a really powerful way of actually doing it as well. So rent to rent people, any postcodes, anybody wants to actually share any outcodes or postcodes where they would like to find deals, and let's see what we can find in your areas. I mean, by the way, everybody can do it. It's not just for rent to rent, it's also for sales. So anybody who's looking for motivated vendors or landlords, etc., just share some postcodes and outcodes, please.
PW8.
Yeah, I've just got the chat. I have. So what you do is you just put in the outcodes and it will start popping up here. Is it CO10 or what am I looking at? CO10. Yeah, there you go. Oopsie daisy. I've got, I don't know which area is that. Yeah, there you go. So CO10, SM5. Right. And I'll just add a couple. Is it Croydon or something? Yeah, there you go. So what I'm trying to show is you can actually add multiple of these. So one thing I forgot when I was looking at Deal Finder is the AI alerts part, which we will try and do here. So sometimes people come to these webinars, they are like, oh, this is great. Nitin showed us a lot of things, but 2 months later, we are asking them, what did you do? They're like, oh, actually, I forgot how to do that. So what I want you to guys to do, if you have an account and if you're on trial or are using us, you can actually just make sure this is the part you pay really good attention at. So you can specify any number of outcodes here. We recommend 3 to 5-ish, but some people do it 20 as well, but we don't like it, or just because you get too much data. So it depends how you work. You can do 1, 10, 5, whatever. So there is no restriction from our side. There is a late entry here, TW8. So we can actually put that in here. This is used by a large number of our customers, all the professionals, and I'll tell you different scenarios on how you can actually benefit from this. So these filters are really powerful, and you can use it to your advantage based on what strategy you have, right? So first of all, I'm just going to run the search by default. So this has got listed for 180 days. No other filters been selected, whether it's off market, on market, nope, nothing else, sale, rental, everything. So let's just fire it off. And what this is now going to do is behind the scene, it's doing the number crunching, figuring out all the motivated vendors or anybody who's actually come to the market, because this isn't always about, I want to go after somebody who's been struggling, etc. You could be saying, you've just come to the market, we want to buy everything and anything which is there. So you can actually see this is now also looking at data which is literally just come to the market. And it's got a combination of both rental and sale stock, right? And you've got full addresses in every single one of these results. Everything which you see here is going to be with full addresses. right? So you can, if you want to make deals with agents, etc., you can say, by the way, I know number 32 Pitcairn Road. I can't properly read. They could be. You can ring this guy and say, actually, I know you've got this property. I'm gonna take it off you. Boom, it's done. Or I will take all these 5, 10, whatever properties you have, and they will then want to do more business with you. So that is a great way. And some of our large sourcing clients who do supported living deals, who do work with the UKBA, work with councils, etc. They do work in this sort of way. They'll say, just give us everything. We want to give you guaranteed rent offers. We want to give you that. I don't know if any of you guys do that. We can definitely cover that in more detail if you guys are interested. But those people actually use this. They do reach out to landlords directly, but they also want to actually talk to the agents because they want to do this in bulk, and they do hundreds of properties like this. So now, how do we actually get people interested in talking to you? Because a lot of times when somebody's just come to the market, and this is well, actually applicable for both sales and renting, it's all about the psychology thing, right? So you have to understand who is most likely to do business with me. Just because you know their address doesn't necessarily mean they want to do anything with you, right? And these guys who've just come to the market today or yesterday, if you're gonna ring them and say, I will give you, I'm a sourcer and I do this and that, unless you are very established, you're very good at what you're doing, the chances of them are like, no, I'm not interested. And I think Coyote mentioned earlier that people are not talking to him. I'm not sure for what reason, but bottom line is, we've all been there, and I talk to a lot of companies who are trying to actually go direct to vendor. People just don't want to do things with them. So it's all about, when do you go after, who do you go after, who's showing me signs of they may be interested to actually talk to me. So you need to be the one solving a problem rather than actually be somebody who's pestering them, if I can, sorry, say that. Because ultimately it's all about the timing. So when they think they've gone with the best agent and they will find them a tenant, or they will get their property sold quickly, because that's exactly what they say in the beginning, and just to find that these properties are sat there on the market for forever, then basically you would actually realize suddenly the tone of these vendors change, and now they're interested in doing more with you. And I think where now you come here is, rather than worrying about these 3,774 properties, let's go a little bit filtering down. So if we actually look at this filter, I absolutely love these, and this is something which you all should be looking at and paying massive attention on. These are vendors who came to the market, wanted to do business. Sorry, when I say business, they wanted to sell their properties or they wanted to let it out. You could come in here and simply select these filters, and let's just go with rental stock, because people are waiting for that. And then you can simply just press this, find vendors. Now, in this case, so what it's going to do is, these are people who actually came to the portals, wanted to do stuff, never did it. So they wanted to let their property out, but couldn't let it out, or have been on the market for a while, etc., etc. So you could actually start combining some of these, and because I've chosen a big window, so it's going to take a bit of time. So this is actually now showing you all of these vendors who came, or landlords who came to the market, and basically these listings were not let out. However, they are actually showing, they're no longer even available on the portals. So you can't go and find it on the portals, but you now know that well, basically flat 4, 3, Margaret Terrace, etc., they were interested, and I can actually quickly get in touch with them and saying, I know you came to the market, what happened? You've been on there for a long time, etc., etc. And you can actually combine things like price reduced, etc., etc. So this is like a free filter for you. So you can start saying who is most likely to talk to me and when. So you could start seeing, actually, you've been on the market for 2 months and you still haven't done it, or you're no longer on the market actually, but you know that they wanted to let their property out. So if you now use this motivated vendor piece and actually the outreach piece, you combine some of these things together, you are able to reach out to people who are let down by, they've tried what they usually do, but now you're giving them like what should I say, olive branch and say, actually, I am going to be solving your problems. I'm going to take your property. I'm going to offer you maintenance. I mean, whatever you're offering is, by the way, I'm going to do it for you. We'll fully manage it. There's rent going to come to you, 3-year deal, etc., etc. And then suddenly they are like, yeah, I got your letter through the door. Okay, basically, can we work together, etc. So suddenly you're not the one chasing them. They are coming back to you. I think I heard somebody trying to ask the question. So, Zhao, can you make sure they have the links, please? So yeah, it's under the motivated vendor area. It's under the pro offering on and off market. So just I think the link's going to be there anytime. But by the way, if you're on Deal Finder, it also is in the next tab. So you just click on this tab, you will also find it. All right, let's do this. And anybody who does cash offers, quick sales, we'll buy any home sort of business, anybody who's into that kind of thing? I know a couple who, oh yeah, there you go. Richard said yes. Right, so let's say, how can we do this for the sales stuff? And it's the same. I think Samik, I'm just gonna try and use you guys as an example now. So I was on the call with Samik and his their director, basically at Dreams. I remember speaking to Rajesh a couple of years ago now. Actually, they've been using us for a while, and that time I don't think they used to do much of this, but now they're actually big time into property, and they're helping investors. They're helping getting their own deals, and actually they're making. I think they're doing well. I don't want to give away too much on what they do, but what effectively the strategy they use, and I'll show you how they're leveraging this on their website. And anybody who wants to talk to them, feel free to do so. So I've just done the same thing which I did for rental stock. Now we're looking at anything who came to the market, couldn't sell. And by the way, the industry's average, I mean, any guesses on people who come to the market? Let's just say you are trying to sell your properties. 100 properties came to the market on Zoopla or Rightmove. How many get sold? But yeah, Sam, you hit it on absolutely right. So less than 50% actually get sold. So what does that mean? A lot of disappointed vendors, and that is an absolute gold mine for you guys to say, I want to help you with it. I'm going to give you a quick sale. I know you came to the market, you disappointed, but I'm going to offer you 80% off your asking price because I'm going to give you cash fast, etc., etc. And there are a whole bunch of these models, and people would think nobody will do it. Well, you don't need everybody to do it. You just need a few of them to do it. And that basically you're only spending a few pounds here and there to actually reach out to these people. And with a single deal, suddenly you're making tens of thousands of pounds in this. And people are scaling this. There are so many companies doing it. And how can you do that for your business? So if I actually um, take this example and I say, actually, I want to go after these 100 people who came to the market in these outcodes, which I just got from you guys on the call. How can I actually quickly get in touch with all of these people quickly? So effectively, same screens I'm going to quickly go through because we were looking at that before. And you could literally just pick any of the templates and say, I want a cash offer on your property, or I'm going to help you with a quick sale and that sort of thing. So yeah, so effectively you do this, you send this, and you could simply just come in here and basically send these letters. And if you did not scan it before, if you just want to quickly scan this, you would be able to go onto a lead magnet, which people will receive in the letter. So all I'm doing is just going in here, pressing this thing, creating the campaign. As soon as you make a payment, boom, job done. Now you can go back to dropping your kids off or doing your day job or whatever you like to do, or playing golf or whatever you prefer. You don't have to be sitting on the phone making 15 calls, 100 calls a day, or saying who will be calling me, who's going to be doing business with me. This is like done and dusted in a few seconds. And you could actually, and what happens is when people receive these letters, they would be sent directly to your basically to your lead magnet. I will try and hopefully I remember that. Dreams. So there you go. So Samik, who is on the call, basically is from Dreams Unlimited. So they've actually got a number of things going, and conscious of time, I'll try and do the intro, but I'll let you guys do it another day. So there is actually a case study which we will be releasing soon. So keep an eye on their newsletters, how these guys have managed to do it. But they've basically created a business. Obviously, they've got a good team, but it's powered by PDI on how basically they are able to access some of these things. If I could actually find the deal lead magnet somewhere, yeah, there you go. So they have a sell your home for cash business, and basically they allow people to quickly sell their property, and it's been underpinned by the PDI's lead magnet. So they've actually got something set on their website. When the letters go to these vendors, they will get that QR code. As they scan it, they land here. They simply put in the postcode of the properties, which could be anywhere, and you don't have to be building anything. It's just literally there. It can be up and running in 5 minutes on your website. You can fill in the form, and you now have personal details of people with the GDPR compliant way, because they have to kind of agree to terms. So suddenly you went from I saw something on the portal, I went to PDI, got revealed the addresses, it gave me the addresses, pressed a button, boom, it sent the letters. You off to playing golf, coming back to people ringing you. I got your cash offer letter. I've got a 300k property. I know you said I can pay 250 or whatever. So there are some calculators, and I think I don't know if you guys have it on this website, but ultimately that's how a lot of people who utilize our platform actually make and scale up their business in a really nice way, whether that's rent to rent, whether that's cash deals, whether that's just normal, I just want to buy something, I don't need it to be below market value, I just want to do a actual real value. So as long as I'm making direct connections with the vendor, that's what I care. So you could be any of the above, and it can service and help you guys in that way. And you could actually generate and list these deals. By the way, if you've now got all these deals and you're saying, oh dear, I only can buy 2 of them, I've got 10 people wanting to do business with me, you could actually come back within PDI. Now I'm just going back in here, and within the deal packs area, you could add your listings, which will be available to the PDI client base as well. So obviously we are a paid platform, so we generally get all the no time wasters basically. So you could actually bring it in front of our client base as well. Or if you wanted to do private listings, you could actually say, I'm only going to give it to my special list. So they are my privilege club. So you could actually just create private links, as I tried to show you earlier, and you could generate these instantly here. And basically, I'm just going into my account area. You can create R2R listing deal packs, and you could basically generate as many of them. You can generate that for sale listings. And if you are somebody who does developments and GDV analysis, etc., you could actually also generate these deal packs, and it will show you the GDVs, which can be either submitted for finance, etc., or you can actually send it to people. They have videos and all those things. So I think Deepti was saying, how are we different? I don't obviously know what you guys use otherwise, but it's like a one-stop shop, and I think it's good that if you're using any tech, so we never try and say we're better than anybody, but that's what our users would say. So once you're using the platform, I'm conscious of time. I think hopefully some of these things are making some sense. One of the biggest questions I keep getting asked, and I think my teams are also getting hassled by, and because nobody ever gets it, is which plans do what? I want it, but I don't understand what is an agent plan, what is an investor plan. And people think, and it's ultimately our mistake, that the agent plans are only for agents. It's not the case. Anybody can actually have an agent plan if you want all the good things which agents get, but you want to use it and get first-hand access to these deals yourself, then these are our most popular plans. And especially given that we've had an extended run of our discount offer from the summer, these are selling like anything, because this is absolute bargain right now. So they generally are about 1,500, and this one is normally around £2,000. Currently, is actually massively discounted, and you basically can get everything in it. I'd actually open the floor for questions, and I'm also try and quickly go through the chat to see what people might want to ask. So feel free to go off mute, and if you can't, just put it in the chat. I'll try and answer the questions as I'm going through them now. Okay. So do the letters go to the land reg owners? Can you filter HMOs? Yeah. Okay. So well, PDI as a company works in a lot of different ways. So people use the platform, then we power other businesses, and we do bespoke sourcing solutions as well. So a lot of our clients are asset manager, institutional buyers who buy hundreds or sometimes even thousands of properties every year. So we actually sit on so much data, and we don't like to confuse everybody on the on the platform, but we basically, and some of you might have received some of our emails around this. So we actually do some selective number of customers where we basically send you bespoke data points, whether that's resi, commercial. I mean, we also do commercial. A lot of people don't realize that. So yeah, if you want to look at land reg ownership data as well, so we are internally connected to land registry and stuff. So if you want to actually ask us to pull title information, etc., in bulk, and then in those cases, yes, we send it to owners as well. But on the platform, it will be sent to the property addresses. So whether you're looking at like a rental stock or if you're looking at sales stocks, generally, that's fine.
You.
Sorry, Bridget, was there a question?
Sorry, I think my microphone's.
Okay, no worries. Somebody asked, can you filter HMOs as well? Yeah, so there are a few ways of doing it. I mean, you can within Deal Finder, actually, there is a strategy called license HMOs. So this is a quick and easy way of saying, I want to go after all the properties which are licensed HMOs or have planning approvals, etc. for that. And then you can actually do the same thing as we did earlier to find HMOs and reach out to those people. Right. Any more questions? Have I missed anything? Quickly. Right. Yeah. So if you guys wanted to, I mean, also I think oh, come on, how did I forget this? By the way, I did say I was going to cover how can you actually automate some of these things, which I did forget. When you are actually creating these things, and I think the same question which somebody had asked, where is this link? It happens, people get interested in this in the demos and everything. But what you can actually do, or maybe I'll show it the other way around, you can create AI alerts, and if you think it's too much to understand, there's too many complexities, etc., we are happy to do a one-to-one session with you guys as part of the commitment to people who attended this webinar. We had said if you are actually going on our agent plans, we would be helping set up your branding. I mean, obviously you can do it; it's very easy. But if you need our help, we can help you set up with AI alerts, with your branding, etc. So you just have nothing else to do. I mean, I'll just show you how basically you can create AI alerts, and maybe I should give you the link. I think there were a few postcodes given to me. Maybe I should have actually stayed with that. So what you can actually do is when these searches happen and the results come back, you can actually simply just create this alert here and effectively just have a direct URL. So if I just call it R2R alert demo, right, and I want it to be weekly, monthly, daily, whatever, then you can configure I'd like every whatever Monday or Sunday. So it will basically create it. And then they just get, boom, this is now done. So what you're going to get is in your emails, it will start sending you these alerts. And as a goodwill, I would actually give you guys a quick link to this in the chat. So if you guys click on that link, you would straight away see all of these R2R likely vendors or landlords in these areas. and it's actually a great way. And when you do open it, you can obviously change the outcodes to your areas. And if you want to do it for sales, you can simply just change these filters and then recreate these alerts, and they would be just all the time coming to you on your own. If you also fancy exporting these results, so you can do it, look at it later, you can also just click this button and actually export that in here. So anybody who's actually looking at doing this in bulk, I know the platform is quite powerful in itself already, but if you have a business where you would like us to power it or even take it to the next level, fully automate things, if you've got a large portfolio, you're an institutional player, etc., we do have like a few offerings, especially for tracking. So we sometimes track tens of thousands of assets across the country for some of our clients, identify things which are underperforming, overperforming, if there are indicators on suddenly vendors coming in difficulty, which means that's an opportunity for you to acquire those assets. And if you want to generate analysis and reports, which valuations, we never covered it, but you can actually generate full-blown valuations through our platform as well. So all of those things, whether you want to plug in, I don't want to bore people with technical stuff, but we can give you data dumps or API enrichment, or even build bespoke solutions for you. So that would be something we are more than happy to talk about. But I'd want to hear from people. If anybody is interested in that, just say, just leave your yay or nay in the chat, and our team will follow it up from that point onwards. Right, quickly going through the chat. What else did we want to cover? Anybody who's interested in appraisals, which is quite handy. And I think if people wanted to actually understand how they can actually generate the valuation widget, which is quite simple. You can come in here and generate it, and it can be added to your website in a few minutes, literally. If you have a website and you want actually within the next 30 minutes, I want this kind of thing sat in my website, it could be done. And I'm not making up these numbers. I mean, we can actually do it in 5 minutes, but we've just given a little bit extra for you guys. So Anglia guys who were actually on this webinar about 2 to 3 months ago. So this whole website was actually launched together or not knocked by our team because they didn't have an in-house web designer. I mean, we selectively do it for them, and they do development projects, etc. And they've now got it plugged into their website, so they've got all 24/7 lead generation engine sat on their website. Anybody is coming in is converting, and that's something which I definitely recommend. If you have a PDI subscription, absolutely make sure you are having your lead magnet working for you. You can generate a QR code which can be chucked into your business cards, brochures, shop windows, car stickers, etc. That is like your 24/7 lead generation. Wherever you go, you don't have to say anything to people. They will be coming directly, landing in here, and suddenly you have an engine built for you, working for you all the time. And this can be, as I said, colored and added into your website in a few minutes. If you don't know how to do it, we will be happily able to configure it for you. I can't understand the question for payment plan. So Chaotic, would you like to share what's the question again, please?
Yes, you said it can be integrated to our website. Is it for any of the payment plan?
Oh yeah, so for anybody who's got branding and stuff, so it's basically agent plan. So effectively, it comes from the basic plan itself. So you can actually have something called lead magnet from the agent basic plan, whether you're on yearly or monthly plan. So you will be able to do this from that, and then within all of the agent plans you do. The only plans you can't do it is for investor plans. Generally, investor plans are for individuals who don't normally have a business, etc. So if you are a proper business, then you should be using the sourcing/agent plans, and it starts all the way from the basic plan. I think quite honestly, a single lead more than pays for the entire year thing, and these are quite powerful. You start getting it for your appraisal reports, and the way the agent plans work, it's agent plans is equal to investor plus agent features. So ultimately, you're not losing any investor features by going in the agent side. This is just giving you everything. And if you guys need one-to-one session, obviously we only do demos once a month. But if you need to discuss in depth about your business, how can you grow, you can actually either pick the gold or the premium plans, which allow for one-to-one sessions. In these ones are monthly, these ones are quarterly. Obviously, if you need any more help, we are always trying to help our customers. But I mean, this one entitles you to have a one-to-one session with us, so we can literally push you forward by months, if not years. Right. Any questions? Anybody? I mean, something which we haven't covered and you'd like to cover? Sam, you had some questions. Have they been answered? Do you like to ask anything else? No, that's right. Okay. So in that case, if there's nothing else, I'm more than happy to give some time back. Actually, before we go, and I always forget to do this, if you guys want to get in touch with us, I should have had it in a slide. Let's just try and make it big. So if you guys want to talk to us, you can actually reach us at info@propertydealsinsight.com or just ring us this number. And some of you may have heard from our new colleagues, which happen to be our AI agents, and they have been we are utilizing it. Please do speak to them if you are ever receiving a call, because we try and listen into your inputs and actually try and help you guys in the best possible way. This is to avoid us not talking to you. We are wanting to make sure the AI agents are fully trained, and our team listens, human team listens to those conversations, and we basically try and help you guys. And if anybody would like to also have that sort of set up for their own business, actually, so that they can reach out to people in bulk, then they can reach out to us, and we would be happy to help you guys. Actually, I would just chuck that in, so you can actually get in touch here. And if you need a quick chat with us, you can also book a meeting with our team directly for anything in particular. Irene, yeah, so the Zoom, we will try and upload it. I don't think it will be today. It might be a few days before that gets uploaded, but we will try and upload it. If you guys are not signed up to our, subscribe to our YouTube channel, I definitely suggest you must. And we've also got tutorials, which is quite useful for you guys to get started quickly. And you also have access to all the resources in here, which is where the YouTube guides are. So you can actually look at the previous videos, which are quite useful. So definitely subscribe to these so you get an alert when the new one is. But some of the things which are actually maybe pre-existing. So we always change the platform all the time, adding new features. So you keep an eye on the new things. So you can do that, but also maybe refer to the previous one. Some of that was actually added a couple of weeks ago, this one, so that you can actually look at that. And there are some other specific ones on rent to rent and other things, payment plans, etc., etc. So you should use that and look at how others are actually benefiting from the platform. Yeah, so I mean, anybody who's into direct mail, we've actually got really good rates from our bulk suppliers. So if you want to actually switch your direct mailing solution to us, then we would be happy to have a chat. And we do postcards and stuff as well, which is actually going to be launching either tomorrow or something. So that's something you can actually also do from our platform. All right, I think that's it from my side. If you have any questions, fire away now. For others who have given me all this time, I think for everybody actually who's given me all this time, we would really thank you for giving this nice Wednesday evening. Actually, not so nice here where I am; it's a bit wet, but thanks a lot for joining us. We would really look forward to having you guys around, and we really would like to basically make you guys successful in your endeavors. So if you do join, let us know how you guys are using it, and if you are facing any challenges, we'll be happy to help.